We got one of Tucker's letters. Did my wife call you?
I got one. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, delinquency letter. They had two accounts. They had a KING and a KNG. It's a friendly written letter. I'm looking for my apology soon.
Excuse me, ma'am, you can't come past the tables up here.
Don't cross the lines.
There is security.
There's a police line.
All right, folks, we're gonna start as soon as Nancy sits down and then stands up for the Pledge of Allegiance. You let Adam in.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we do have a quorum. We are just kind of winging the agenda tonight, so we've got a few topics and then we'll, depending on the time, see how it goes and see what else we can get accomplished. First and foremost, Denny Schwantner has resigned. So we will start taking resumes, 75 words or less as of right now. And we will announce it at the board meeting on the monthly board meeting, and we will probably,
February.
right, we will choose somebody. We'll choose somebody in February, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
correct. So all you eager participants out there, sharpen your pencils. Okay, so let's get started. I don't actually have. Let me pull my email up.
First discussion topic we had for the town hall. So this isn't a normal board meeting. It's a discussion of some topics that have come up. So this is a continuation of last month's board meeting. So the topic is the pricing for the vehicle, boat, jet ski, golf cart stickers, etc. All the stickers that we had. So,
And just to remind everybody, the numbers that the board had thrown out. you wanna
yeah,
just
we could do
read
that.
those?
Maybe just that, Tim, you think it's a reminder, just run through real quick what's gonna change with the parking over there.
Okay, so the parking lot at the beach is gonna remain property owners only. We are adding the parking on the hill along the guardrail is property owners only. We are gonna make the spot across from the beach parking, a parking lot. Right up from that,
That would be, yes.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, well, guest and property
Yeah,
owners.
right.
And then, so when you're looking at the pavilion, there's another small lot here to the right, which is gonna be guests and property owners also. So to the left of the pavilion is gonna be the pavilion parking lot, whenever it is rented out. And if it is not rented out, it'll be used as needed.
And parking, the owner only parking lots, you are required to have the vehicle sticker.
Yes.
Attached to the windshield.
Yeah, that part has not.
We just added some spots. Added some spots.
Here's a question. What about golf cart parking in a car spot? Is there anything against that?
Well, here's my thing, because I've had a couple issues last year. If a car wants to park in a golf cart parking spot and not get out of it whenever we ask them to, then I don't feel like I can stop a golf cart from parking in a car parking spot. It can get ugly because one golf cart in a car parking spot that can fit four is a huge waste.
Correct.
Now, I did chase golf carts out of car parking spots, but again, we've asked some cars to not park in.
Well, I think with the added parking now too, I think we should be all right.
Well, we should, but that's gonna be something we need to find, what are we gonna be able? I guess, I don't want to say necessarily say consequences, but again, like I said, if we can't chase golf carts out of cars, if the cars are gonna pull up there and park in the golf cart. And it doesn't matter if it's busy or not. It needs to be followed throughout the whole time.
So from a town hall perspective, since this isn't a real meeting, for us so much as to invite conversation. Maybe that's a next week kind of conversation. I don't know.
Oh, you mean at the actual meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah. if we want to. So for the discussion of this, the motions were already passed. So that parking is in effect. The motions already were passed, that moved the stickers, all to April 1st. So you'll get a little bit extra time on, the ones that were due in January, and you get a little bit less time. It'll all balance itself out in the next year when they're all April 1st again. So what was proposed that we want to talk about, and this came predominantly through the Lakes and Beaches Town Hall we had in, was in November. In November.
Yes,
So the car sticker will remain at $2. Again, to get the car sticker, car has to be registered to property owner, has to be on a title. It can be a can't be a TOD. And the address needs to match either the property here or the property where the owner lives outside of Raintree. The boat sticker remains at $100. However, there is no early discount to that going forward. Golf cart sticker, $25, no early on that. Jet ski, $125, no early discounts or purchases. The hang tag motion that was passed is we're gonna reissue all of the hang tags to all property owners, because the initial pass of those was not, for whatever reason, was not done unilaterally across owners. So homeowner got 2, condo owner got 1, lot owner got 0. So according to the same process for voting rates, which was in the motion, you get up to 2 hang tags. The suggested price was $25 each. The hang tag does not work for owner only parking. It only works for the overflow lots across the street
Yeah.
from the beach.
And they don't have the same as,
Right.
yeah.
Same as it is today. You will, and a hang tag will be reissued every year. From there, the orange ones that we have currently won't be valid once the new one comes into play. And then the other item was charging for guest passes to park at the beach. And the suggestion was $10. The other thing that came out of that was any monies that are deemed new revenue monies. Those monies would be earmarked for Lakes and Beaches projects, and those projects are try to figure out how to keep the sand from going into the lake and quit buying it every year, expand the parking, expand the beach, watch station down at the beach. So those new monies that this generates will go to Lakes and Beaches. So the motions to all this have already been done. Those were done in past meetings. What the discussion item that we're looking for from folks are around the prices of these items.
You use the hang tag other than the beach.
I don't think there is anywhere.
Very much the beach.
And you're not supposed to go to the beach without a property. owner, correct?
Right.
So the only time you would, so do you have to buy a hang tag if you don't?
No. You don't have to buy,
We've never used ours
Yeah.
because
you don't have to buy,
they sit in
Yeah.
a shelf because
you don't have to buy any of the stickers if you don't have them.
Exactly, and that's why we kind of made it that way. It's your choice whether or not you want to turn it on. You don't have to. But if you're gonna park down at the beach, at the pavilion, you have to have those proper, the stickers or the hang tag.
no, the property owner knows, right? And more than some people, then that's when you would need it.
Yes.
Otherwise, there's still other times that you would need it. Okay.
From a rules perspective, actually, you would, if you're parking on the street or you have a guest that is parking on the street, they need to have a hang tag or they can be towed. I'm dealing with the issue currently, so.
didn't know that.
Ancient rules, I guess I would call them. We were told 20 years ago, your kids come out, park on the street, hang that orange tag there.
Mhm.
Why?
We need to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paid any attention to whatsoever.
That seems like a stretch.
It would kind of become more of an issue for long-term parking. Is that the kind of thing? Like if the
Some
kids were
people, yes.
staying 2 weeks and were parking out on the street, maybe they should be
Like I
parking. in
said,
the
there's no
driveway.
way that if we had a party at our house, I'm gonna be able to put hang tags in front of it.
We have to.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, those go for good money.
So tell me this.
This is being recorded, so
Real quick.
in more than one place.
Issue of car parked on Plantation over in the grass. That I was told we cannot have it towed because if it's on a property owner's property. So how can we, if a property owner or homeowner does not have a guest pass in their car parked out in front of their house? Desiree just said that we can have it towed, but then.
Is it in front of their house or on their grass? They're two
It was
different,
on the grass, right as you make a left or
because in
left.
front of their house is on Raintree property.
No, this was.
No, this was like right in front of the
This is
stop
right up.
sign.
This up here was,
Mhm.
I'm talking about the difference between
Yeah,
a
but
hang
Desiree
tag from.
just said, if a car is parked in front of a property without a hang tag, it can be towed.
Right.
But I was told that I couldn't have this car towed or anything done to it.
I think we should probably talk more about sensors and less about towing. Because I think towing is such a overstep.
Okay,
And,
but
and
if, so
that's
not
not.
knowing,
Can we,
Like-
can we push that topic off to the next meeting so they can?
What you got, Sherry?
Yep.
Okay, I have a question as far as like the stickers go. All right, there are many people in here that have gotten married or live with someone, right?
How dare they do that?
Their significant other cannot get a sticker because they're not on the deed.
Right.
Or if they got married and haven't put the other person on the deed, they can't get a sticker, and that causes issues down at the beach parking. Also, I mean, I think if they're living in here and they have like their driver's license shows the address and maybe bring some kind of bill with their name on it showing this address, I think they should be able to get a sticker. Also, we're one, we, try to teach our kids, you be responsible and everything. My son went out to buy a car and I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. And if you can't, I will co-sign. He was able to get it on his own. But yet he's living there. He's not now. He was living there and we couldn't get him a sticker because I wasn't on the deed,
On the deed of the car?
And then, yeah, and that's all the way that the covenants are set up, property owners.
I think the reason was part of that was so you didn't have 30 people on a deed. That's just a lot and let anybody and their brother in here. I'm not against what you're saying. I don't think anybody on the board really is. If you're living here and you can prove it either by a phone bill or probably wouldn't have an electric bill, but everybody's got a cell phone bill. If you can prove they got a cell phone bill that's either on your account or something, a library card or anything that says they live here or something, I think we need to change
What
that.
is that, covenant?
Yes,
And that would have to be voted.
right. Oh, I agree, but I think,
So in that situation, doesn't this driver's license show that address?
yeah, well, yeah, but you don't always, not everybody updates their driver's license because now they're what, 6 years renewal? So if you want to spend the 20 or 25 bucks to do that, then that would work, but
Right now, you gotta be on the title of the car. And you have to have something showing that you live here. If you just own property here, it's gotta match your. Arnold
The
address
property
or
owner on the
whatever.
deed has to be on the title, is
Right.
what you're saying. The property owner on the deed has to be on
And
the
it sounds like it's in the covenant, so that.
Yeah, which would require a vote by.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
why can we only vote like a certain time? Why can't we put out something, giving like 2 or 3 items? vote on it at any time.
Well,
We
that's-
can,
And
we can do a special election, but it does cost about $3,000 to do that unless we somehow come up with an electronic way and we don't have to mail it all out. But
Didn't go so great for us last time.
yeah,
electronically. I mean, I think it would solve a lot of issues.
That's also, it would require a vote.
right. That's a lot of what we're talking about or how we could accomplish it, which makes it easier. Is all stuff in the covenants or the bylaws that we have to have voted on by the community. And I mean, anybody can bring anything to us for, the annual election. And I think this is what these town halls are for, is to get good stuff on the ballots instead of some of the garbage that we go through or whatnot. I mean, some of it's just ridiculous, but for the most part, we try to vet everything and at least get some semblance of the topic on the ballot, but maybe that's an option. Maybe we change it to, you got one in September and one 6 months later. That way you kind of, what happens in September, you feel it out and see how things are going, and maybe it needs to be updated or changed in March. I don't know. It's not a bad idea though.
It's probably a lot more than $3,000 because of all that stuff the office goes through to figure out who's eligible to vote, and getting the attorney down here and getting the key to the accountant and all that. But it's, just
Is the key
fleshing it
thing
out.
with the accountant, is that just our suggestion to do that?
Well,
Because I've never seen it
I don't
anywhere.
think it's in the covenants. I think the reason we have it is so that there is no doubt that nobody is stuffing the ballot box. Nobody is pulling out ballots. We can't mess with what's in the ballot box when the accountant has the key. We don't have a key to get into it.
The other thing to consider too is getting volunteers twice a year to sit up here for a week or so, but
So if you do it a little.
well, that would be the way to do it, but
It's all a lot of
Newsletter. If we're gonna have an election, it's gonna be on this website. Majority rules, we vote.
We'd have to change the covenants though, because the voting was written in the covenant, so it's in person and only 5 days before the election. So the covenant has to be changed.
I get a better turnout.
What we.
as of right now, we don't know how many duplicates, but we got about 400 emails that have registered with us.
6 a week.
So like,
We don't know, like I can tell you, Dan and I both are on that email list.
maybe 400 unique.
and not that I'm
Yeah.
detracting from doing that or getting it electronic. But one, you gotta be able to verify it somehow that I didn't send an email on Nick's behalf. And two, not that there's anything, I'm not trying to say this is wrong, but anything related around money, which would be an increase, an assessment, a special assessment. If you open it up to online or electronic, then every lot owner is going to vote no on that almost every given time. So we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot for the people that actually live out here. It's just
We definitely can put it on the ballot. I think, one of the things we did talk about with these changes was that, we committed to them for this coming beach season. We'll revisit them after the beach season to see, did it work? Did it not work? Where did things pan out? And we certainly can change it going forward. I think your idea about, changing the covenant, when we ask for the ballot items, remember to submit it. And we'll put it on the upcoming election. I think for the time being, the hang tag helps get them parking, and also if you choose, you can get the guest pass.
and anything like what you mentioned, Sherry, about if somebody lives there, driver's license or whatever. Be thinking about that now, because for it to happen has to be changed in September as of right now. So I would definitely, if you're serious about that, which I think is a good idea, I think we shouldn't jeopardize somebody that lives in the household with somebody. We'll clean it up with the attorney, but at least get it submitted to us. Linda?
the purpose of the vehicle sticker that's currently has been $2 and sounds like it's gonna continue to be $2? What does a vehicle need that sticker for? What privilege should it be?
Park at the beach, park at the pavilion, well, not necessarily the pavilion,
Just
just,
the lower beach lot and park on.
boat. Boat ramp.
And in order to get that, if I understand what you're saying, that only those that have their names on the deed can have that privilege of a $2.
and your name on the title.
And your name and the title of the car. So they have to match.
As far as the boat ramp goes, yes, passport.
Guest pass does not work as well, right?
Shouldn't.
It doesn't. It's just vehicle sticker only.
Because there's a lot of people that have trucks, they do not buy boat stickers. And they will have the stickers on the boat and the trailer, and they just hang a in their truck.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no,
Well, they had,
don't want
they had
to
the
spend
sticker
$2
on the boat and trailer.
but they can't drive down there with a guest pass though,
He said, she's saying a hang tag.
or a hang tag, I mean. Well, cause you could put your own hang tag,
Yeah, you're a property owner.
to save yourself $2.
Last year, we didn't do anything with people that had hang tags down at the boat.
As long as their trailer and boat are stickered,
They're
Right.
stickered.
I don't think that's how it reads in the rules.
kind of splitting hairs there, but
Tag is, okay, the guest pass. is not.
Oh, is that where the discrepancy is?
I think the guest pass isn't allowed at the boat ramp parking lot.
I think the guest pass is fine, because as long as the boat has the
As long as the
sticker.
trailer and the boat.
Right.
Because what if someone, they got a boat and they got rid of, got rid of the truck and they have a buddy that goes fishing with them there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy that. If
Well,
you,
I'm just saying,
It comes down to the boat having the
as
sticker.
long as they have something on there.
yeah, but what if somebody's living here that has a boat sticker and a trailer sticker? And they tell their buddy, come on in, I'll get you a guest pass and let you take your boat out on the lake.
Because the registration of the boat and trailer ties themselves to the property.
Right, but it doesn't allow your cousin or brother or uncle or guy you work with to come use your boat on our lake.
You can come down the truck too, you have the same problem.
Is this again how we want to get tied up?
There are a lot of people that just like, they have guests come out on the boat and they have to get pets in their car.
Right.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it should be, but I may be a minority.
Otherwise, you're having
What is
people
the-
going out on a
what is
boat,
the
going
rule?
to the beach.
For that one, I was gonna say that one,
I just think guest pass on a vehicle that's got a trailer and a boat is kind
Hang
of a
tag or guest pass?
guest pass.
Okay, so I was talking about hang tag.
I'm okay with that.
So that's, I think that everyone might have been.
John said guest pass.
Do we say we would have a guest pass, or do we have any?
I mean, all parking on CMA just has to have some kind of identification.
At the boat ramp?
So just parking on POA property only has to have some kind of Braintree identification. So hang tag or.
Yeah, I think that the hang tag is probably fine. I think the guest pass, that's probably a little cloudy.
Right.
Just because the only way for them to park would be all the way down by the beach, have to walk the whole damn back, and the odds of them doing it are relatively zero.
I was gonna say, that's what sharing the set, sharing a couple there.
There's a lot of
Friends,
issues
they
with
went down there and went on the boat with.
Not here
Well, could it be
specifically.
possible to just make guests parking down there or something?
Well, hang on a minute, Tim. You're saying friends of the family came down and used their boat on our lake.
No.
I used. Drove their car down and they got one.
The residents.
Oh, the car was just down
Yeah,
there.
the boat was just.
Which I think that really,
Because overall, the boat slip parking lot, parking is not an issue at all. There's plenty of.
literally 4th of July
Park
only.
in the grass, you know, that's fine.
Yeah, 4th of July is the biggest, but that's the only issue that I can see is if you're taking your boat out and you have guests coming and you have, say you have 3 guests and you only can, or 4 guests and you only can get 3 guests, whatever, you know.
I'm okay. I thought you meant that the car that the guest pass had was hooked up to the trailer.
no, I agree with that.
Okay. Derek, you had something? How many do we sell?
1,501 of them last year.
Well, we're making.
3,000.
We're going through all this. What did I offer us?
25.
You're 20 till April 1st in the past.
And those two stickers basically offer the same privilege,
Correct.
except you could actually do 4 golf carts for the same thing as 1 car. But technically, we can charge $100 per car sticker, it would be equivalent with the golf cart pricing. And then you're talking about a lot more revenue for lakes and beaches or wherever. And honestly, this is a higher income community that can afford $100 for 4 months of parking front row at a beach. That's something to think about.
Let me throw this out there that was presented to me by a property owner that, and I love the idea that, say, a golf cart sticker and a car sticker that doesn't want to use it for beach access pays $15 a pop. A golf cart sticker and a car sticker that wants to park at the beach pays $25, and they're just a different color. So that way, the people that actually want to buy a sticker for the beach pay the $10 extra. And you can park either a car or a golf cart down there. I thought it was a great idea because then you have one color sticker down there at the golf or at the beach all the time. Whether
Someone wants to spend $15 for a different color car sticker when that's basically the only reason.
Right now.
exactly.
We have 1,500 people buying car stickers and maybe a quarter of them go to the beach.
Right.
We use the car stickers for other purposes too, trying to identify.
Yeah, what are the other purposes of the car stickers?
Just because the POA asked people to do it. That's just people complying
Well, anybody
for $2.
knocks down the gate, you can try to put a sticker.
Right.
So back to your question, Tim, tell me that again. Why do I want to have two different colors?
Yeah, you said property owner King, you said for people that don't go down to the beach, only pay $15 for a car sticker and $25 for the people who want to go down to the beach. Why is this person paying $15 if they don't go down to the beach?
They don't have to. I'm just saying.
For the car, you don't, the golf cart, you do. You gotta get golf.
What do people
Well,
out there think?
This is something.
I think it was initially 10 one year and then we raised it to 20 if you paid early. If you didn't, I think it was just,
It was to register the golf
Yeah.
cart, and then they had a whole bunch of time associated to the golf carts originally, because they did golf cart inspections. Where you'd have to come up, get your golf cart inspected, they take a picture
That
of
was
it.
just 1 year
They had,
that
a-
we ever did that.
right.
That was just last
that was
year.
the year that they changed the price. So I was in the rules committee
Right.
meeting when they
Okay,
did it.
before that, for 10 years before that,
It was to pay. Correct. Correct. That was the original intention.
Derek,
Just raising the same price as the golf cart stickers. That's $35,000 yearly, which could get a lake dredge quicker.
so rephrase that.
They $2 to 25, they get the same price as the golf cart sticker. We're selling 1,500 of them, that's an increase of $45,000.
The car stickers are the 1,500.
Right.
Golf cart stickers are like,
You're gonna
300
get 23 times 1,500, which is $35,000.
no, but there's not 1,500 golf carts in here. That would
No.
be-
No, he's talking about making,
Price of the cars.
The only counter argument to that is people believe that the portion of their dues that they pay annually is to pay for the amenities. So the argument is the $2 to park there just so you can park in the right spot is a nominal charge to get yourself in the park. If you pay for parking to the amenities that you already paid for, it kind of seems like double dipping. I've heard that argument before.
Okay, and we can go to the argument too. We talked about it in our Lakes and Beaches meeting. Why the golf carts don't do any damage to our roads where you do with the cars. Okay, the cars and the golf cart stickers should be the same. Every golf cart has to have a sticker regardless. There's what, 400 golf carts? It's close to that,
Yeah.
400. All 400 of those golf carts do not go down to the beach.
right.
So are we gonna offer the same thing to the golf carts that don't go down to the beach, that they don't have to do a sticker?
The problem, and I agree with you, and I agree with Derek of raising the price, but I agree with you.
Go figure.
But I will say that the problem with the car sticker is we don't have a way to enforce it. Whereas you got this big old sticker on a golf cart, it's a lot easier to enforce. And people think, well, it's not that they think, you have to have a golf cart sticker to drive on the roads. It's not just to park down there, it's to literally drive on the roads. So part of the thing that raising that golf carts or the car sticker would be, now, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if we've discussed this, but we got a proposal to add a piece to our 3 gates.
That's when I think.
Right, that you get an RFID car sticker. It allows you to go in and out. That's how you access the subdivision. It also has a spike strip across the ground that if you try to crash the gates, we're gonna set up a tire repair shop out here, a POA. But honestly, that was brought to us by a guy that's been in the business for years. I think it's a great idea. It's a little expensive to get installed, which I think we need to do some due diligence on maybe some other vendors. Seemed a little high to me, but yeah.
I mean, the prices.
The amount that we charge for car stickers of $2, which really only benefits you parking at the beach. If you had to pay $25 for an RFID sticker and it allowed you to get in, now by law, if somebody doesn't pay their assessments, we can turn off all their access to this subdivision because we're not preventing them from walking down the street to get to their house. So an RFID would be a great solution to solve a lot of problems.
IDs were not, pricing. Spike.
Right.
RFID by
They're
itself,
like 10 or 15 a piece.
so they were only about $4.
Okay, well, the ones I looked at
The
were,
installation and everything, and was. Grand, don't quote me, but I think it was about.
yeah, there were some hefty numbers involved in that, but that would it allows only people that own here get in without some kind of guest assistance
I was thinking, stickers and an RFID.
together. I agree.
Yeah, I think we've been kind of holding back on the stickers to try to get this security thing.
Well, one of the topics that came to the Lakes and Beaches Town Hall about the car sticker and why not to raise it was they had this proposal with the hang tags, because in today's world, if you lose that hang tag, it could never be replaced again. By going to, you get the hang tags each year. Well, if you happen to lose one this year, you could at least replace it next year. You can't replace it mid-year, but you can replace it the next year. Also introducing the concept of the guest pass isn't free anymore for the parking at the beach. Let's introduce those 2 items, see how they go, and let's not change the price for a car sticker at this point in time. Just leave that piece as it is. When we did the feedback on that topic before, it came out very strongly that owners wanted that owner-only parking privilege. And that, with the exception of removing the car sticker from your windshield, it worked. People felt it worked.
Kent,
So-
you got something?
Maybe just food for thought, consider. We've thrown around a bunch of different ideas and everybody's really confused. Well, what does a guest pass or what is a hang tag? We're already confused. Can you imagine what the person who hasn't been through this might? I urge you to consider making a golf cart or a car one price, regardless of what it is, just one price, because it basically gives you the same privileges. And it'd be so simple just to say, okay, here's how much it costs to have a vehicle here. A lot of people run their golf carts in through the gate and out through the gate. As we do our cars, you don't limit the number somebody has, you put a price tag on it, you allow them to park wherever they want to. It doesn't matter what color it is. Once a year, they get the RFID thing. It's awesome. I would pay more money not to have to take my card out and do that every time. I mean, I would just consider making this a lot simpler by having just one tag that works on any kind of vehicle, and it's one price. it's $7 a copy, $10 a copy, how many do you want, you know? And just make life a little easier for yourself, administrative staff, and whoever's policing this and whatnot, because
So to your point, come up with a number, Kent. What do you think would be a good number? For one price gets you everything, every tag you need.
every tag can be the same.
Well, not for boats. Golf cart vehicle,
I would
motorcycle.
think it costs the same money, whether it's a car, a truck, a golf cart, whatever. I
So,
would make it, I would try $10 or something. If you say, we need to raise the price next year, you do it, but it's gonna be a little easier for people to swallow if it's $25 a piece. I agree, but that's gonna be, people are gonna choke on that if they've only been paying $2 a year for one vehicle to get in and out. So
right,
make it $10, and if you say, hey, this isn't paying for our roads, which is what we can say the money goes to, even though other people will say, no, that's not what it is, we say, our road budget's going up, we have to increase the cost of the things that tear up our road.
$10 to your point might be a good introduction to if we get the RFID and we need to go to 15 or 20, $10 is a good.
I think it would be much better received and I think it's simpler and.
I don't disagree with you. So to that point, I agree with that, but I think you got 1,500 people paying $2 a piece that don't realize it's only good for what, 31 spots? Well, plus now the hill. So if they realize that, they wouldn't pay anything because they don't ever go to the beach. So we gotta design this or put it out there that, okay, we're gonna raise it to $10 because this is a segue into our RFID, which, because if you don't say it that way and we don't do it that way, then why would they pay for it? And we might lose $3,000 anyway.
Every vehicle? Those that want to be.
Every vehicle,
Every vehicle.
but
Now, this would
but it's gotta-
replace your Swipe card.
it's gotta be a segue that sticker at some point in time is eventually gonna get you in the gate.
Say it's required to park there in range tree.
Yeah, where is that at?
You know the difference between who's the owner.
Rules or covenants? So it's a vote.
One day.
I agree. I think that's a great idea, 10 or 15 or whatever you come up with the price. I agree, everything, but we've gotta enforce that this is a segue, that's the only way down the road, whether it be 6 months, a year, whatever, to get in the gates.
What were you?
Where's Dan? A lot of the infrastructure is already there, you know?
That's why I couldn't get over, the price seems like these gates that we have here now, this spike strip will work with it. We just got to get the technology behind it for the RFID. That really wasn't all.
RFID and the spikes, two totally different.
No, I know, but if you leave it with the cards or whatever,
The
then
important for people to understand is that we're gonna pay $365 for our lot. We're gonna pay $250 for the golf cart or the golf course, right? That's just bare bones. Then you pay $100 for a boat, you pay $10 for your car, $10 for your car, you pay $10 for your golf cart. And really, the annual fee doesn't get you anything. It doesn't even, you can't even park at the beach you paid
It
for.
gets you snow plowing, it gets you all kinds of maintenance work. The annual fee is to keep the community together. It's not for personal privileges.
To amenities. Because the dues pay for the amenities, nothing else pays for the amenities. So by
Well, nothing else
definition,
pays for cleaning the streets and that either. It's,
they all goes together. That's what I'm saying. So the privilege is to use the road to park at the beach that I've also paid for. But
It's still a bargain.
it's a bargain, but it just by definition,
What's that?
by definition, you're effectively paying to get to the place you already paid for.
maybe we don't say that you got to buy the sticker and you can park anywhere. You have to buy a sticker to get in the subdivision. If you have a sticker, you can park anywhere, but I mean, we've got to design it so this new technology and the spike strips and the RFID all come together as a package. Otherwise, 1,500 people are going to say hell with it.
There are annual enhancement fees that's not covered all of our needs.
Correct.
So
Well, that's the whole reason they raised boats to $100 because we couldn't afford to pull it out of the general budget anymore.
But the, well, the argument is, more than anything else, we need an assessment. That's with the brass tacks, that's the bare bones. And I think that's what we're all skirting around. And I just don't like the idea of trying to, sell and, golly, if we could just get to everyone, like, listen, the idea here is you are not making enough money per year to pay for our roads that are degrading in front of us. The idea is that we need to spend more money up front. And I hate to do it from a nickel and dime situation where we charge more for this car and your golf cart. And, oh, did you pay to cut your lawn today? Like, I don't want to get to that. It seems catty, kind of.
we missed did that vote already sail when we did that, voting on the
Yes.
5-year? Well,
Yeah. No, it's
So
it.
we need to be, so we don't nickel and dime you for this. But because we didn't do that, we still have needs. Then how else can we get it?
We say.
Well, realistically, the best way to design it, had we started from scratch right today, this is day one of Braintree. It's gonna cost you $700 a year to get in this place. You get a boat sticker, you get 2 jets or 2 boat stickers, a jet ski, 2 cars or whatever the numbers are. If you don't use the lake, then don't move out here. But $700 a year plus the country club. I think at one time when we were trying to hold that internally, we were looking at $800 would be a one-time fee, and then you put a COLA on it and everybody's happy. The people that don't use the beach, or like, I don't really use the beach. I check on these guys, make sure they're doing their job down there. But other
Coolers for?
Deb don't have a boat. She don't hang out in the lake. So that's where right now, that's a hard sell. But I still think that's the way to go, because then you eliminate all the confusion. Pay your $700. We're going to send you a packet of stickers. If you don't want them,
Hypothetical, theoretical, that will do sale.
I don't know
Hasn't
if it
even
is. It's
proposed.
just a hard sell.
Does not require. Does not require a big vote.
I think no, John.
That's not, those prices.
Linda's
all be
correct.
changed by the board.
Linda's correct.
Linda's correct.
So we can implement that at any time. It's hard to enforce, I get that.
Okay, well, what do we do about the people that have gotten married and that are not on the deed and the people that haven't?
Whole
That's a
separate
covenant
issue.
change.
That's a whole separate.
Okay. How are they gonna get it?
Same way they do today until we change
Well,
it.
Your point being, they can't get a sticker for their car, so they won't have an RFID sticker. We have to
Well, that-
design rules around that.
When we get to RFID, there's a lot to talk about, because I think you can, like your kids, as an example. You can get an RFID for your kids. They're gonna have to pony up the registration to the car to get it. So now we know better, everybody who's in here. Today, we don't
Can all be
know,
recorded.
we don't know hardly anybody whose vehicles are in and out of
And
here.
you made mention of the fact that cameras can pick up stickers. I don't think they can. I think it's license plates.
Yeah.
Right.
License
You know,
plate picks up.
But if it was RFID, every time you came in, every car that came in here, unless they broke the gate down, would be we would know every person that came in.
So we could do the RFID today. Forget the spike strip and do the RFID, charge the 10 or 15 bucks. I think it has to be at least 15 because the stickers or the tags are almost $10. So $8.90 something I thought it said here, but regardless, we could do RFID. This is how you get in. You can park wherever you want. The problem I see with that, without having the spike strip, is them gates are gonna just be rammed left and right because people aren't gonna want to pay the 15
And
bucks.
people still have guests. Guests don't need.
Well, there's already a need for those.
Would there be benefit to putting, I don't know how expensive this is, but would it be benefit to having guest access at all three gates?
Yes.
That would be a huge benefit, right?
The problem is the front gate backs up so bad when the
And
only,
when the front gate backs up, people can't get to the back, so you've got people out on Highway B.
the best way to do it is to put a second entry lane at every entrance. So you have your primary card holders or RFID, and then you have a lane right next to it with the guest access.
Compared to Goose Creek, but that's
Well, I mean, they've figured it out, so.
I don't know what your, can somebody buy a guest pass that has an RFID and you can turn it on and off, or?
Well, I don't know about that, but
You know, data is not with you, if you know, oh, somebody got a guest pass for the 4th of July, here, you know, Labor Day, they're still using it.
I'm guessing that's a possibility because the RFID tags we can turn off and on as well. So if it's on a windshield or a hang tag,
What's the RFID stand for?
radio frequency ID. It's actually a more direct, it's like a point-to-point type of signal, but I think these things were good within 30
30
feet.
feet. And that could be a problem too, because say there's a person sitting at the gate trying to get in who's not supposed to get in, and I come behind them with my sticker. If I'm within 30 feet, I may be raising the gate.
So I know I mentioned this to you guys and for the people out there, this place that I have down in Florida actually has a perfect design. You put your card in or your code in and it starts to open a gate. And first the back gate's open like this, and then there's arms in front of it and they go up. And as soon as you pass the arms go down and then the gate is still open and then it closes when you get through it. It's kind of like a sally port, if you know what one of those are, but
It's isolating each car.
right. So now, can you tailgate through that? Yes, but you gotta be like on their bumper to get through. That is an
I
option.
mean, what is the problem we're trying to fix? Right, what is the overall?
Well, we want to get people that live here to have the access to get in without the hassle. With an RFID, all you got to do is call up here, get on our website and say, hey, I'm renewing my RFID.
Can I ask that we table
Yeah,
everything
please.
RFID? We're nowhere close to RFID. The discussion point is feedback on the pricing that's here today. We don't have RFID. We told people that after next week, Monday, when we vote this in, they can start buying their stickers. We've already had people trying to buy stickers for the year. You know, I think for right now, we got to deal with what we have. If we are able to get RFID figured out and put in play, we deal.
Well,
with
this
it at
is
that point.
already going forward, right? This is just discussion for future.
No,
This-
this
we
is
did
the
not define
discussion to set the
prices.
pricing.
We said we were gonna defer setting pricing until after folks had a chance to give feedback in this town hall. So we are asking for your feedback.
Make them all the same cost. regardless of what it is. That's what-
Okay,
That's
that's
what it was agreed on in rules, is make it all the same price and raise the car pricing.
Derek.
It's great to hear. Because you're gonna lose money on the golf carts.
Right.
If we make it $25, it's $5.
Tarzan golf carts.
Are you only basing it on the number of
So
stickers that were,
1,500.
which would be more, you know, if we said every car has to do this?
Well, we can
We
say every
can't-
car
that's
has to,
kind of
do
the thing
it,
that
but that's what the
We
RFID will
talked
do
about
for us,
in
is
Lakes and
force that
Beaches,
issue.
and
Actually, you're supposed to.
Have a sticker.
That is not,
Every vehicle, yes,
there's
it
an
is.
exception right in the rule.
You want it?
Is it 3J?
Nope. It's 3A.
Read it out loud for us, Desiree, if you don't mind.
Any owner who owns a golf cart, boat, or any other vehicle. Oh, no. Well, those ones, not cars.
There's an exception passenger
yeah,
cars,
just-
pickups. So that's
Regular
discussing
cars, and yeah,
your,
you're right.
your golf cart, your boat, jet ski.
So the only real reason to buy a sticker would literally be to park it at the beach.
Yeah.
Well, golf carts is so. we
Well,
can
golf carts
identify.
separate, I'm saying cars,
Yeah,
yeah.
for cars to park at the beach.
We've encouraged people to get the stickers a lot because we're using it to be able to identify cars. But there isn't anything to force people to buy them. And so assuming that 1,500 people will buy a car sticker if you raise the price without the need for the RFID to get them in, you're probably going to end up with
Crashed gates.
150
But what
people
we
buying.
had discussed in Lake City Beach meeting, it doesn't make sense to us why car vehicles are not required to have a sticker anyways. You gotta have a golf cart.
Well,
because it's the same thing.
we tried to make it, you should do it, but there's
No, it's not about.
nothing to force people to.
Yeah, but it's in the covenant, so we cannot force people to buy
So
a
that's
car
when they-
sticker without changing it, getting the covenant changed. You
So
know,
Sherry's got a lot of things to submit to September.
we certainly, I mean, if we're able to get RFID down the road, I think you then can, because that's how you're gonna get in and out of here. Now you
Is
want
this up on a board here, Nated?
to.
So, you're taller now, you should be. Right.
That's right.
I can, if it's legible. Already the first time.
Oh, where he's corrected me.
Jay, did you say?
Yeah, it was
A lot of knowledge leaving that board all of a sudden.
3A.
Well, that's smart once a month.
3A, 3, and it's the last sentence of the page.
Be able to get a sticker. That was number one. I'm trying to figure out these takeaways.
3A, and it's the last sentence of that page.
Okay, and then we wanna to change the price and encourage or enforce everybody to get it as a covenant update, right?
Unless you want to the RFID, because that will be your card access in and out of here, which is.
And that's not as costly just to add that, it's
Which
all
is-
about the spike strip that was. so-
Yes, which is not in there, so I think to go RFID and mandate it. You don't have to change it because it would go hand in hand with replacing the swipe card.
Pricing I gave just showed you, strictly RFID.
Now, gate cards, the cards that we have that we swipe now will still work.
We'll have to keep them. We'll have to keep them because
Well, we have
We
like,
have a guess.
You have a guest kiosk to get you in and out of here.
well, no, okay, like, say my daughter went out and bought a car and she bought it on her own. She lives with me, but until that's changed,
But that
we can't.
but you could, yeah, you could at that point say, you know, your kids or whoever can buy the RFID.
We'll have to.
You'll be able to give your child, whoever's in your phone on.
Just like you can get the.
even though I'm not on the deed to the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you
that's,
can do that now. Buy up to 10 cards, right?
yeah,
If you went to the,
RFID.
yeah,
RFID.
to those.
I ain't gonna lie to you, we're kind of skirting the rules because a sticker versus an RFID is.
yeah, we really can't just be tossing off, we'll take care of it. We've got to figure that
Right.
out.
RFID is we can buy the RFIDs and tell people this is how you're gonna have to get in the future. And it's prepped, like I was telling you, we gotta let people know this is how you're gonna get in, but we can't really activate that yet because of the covenants, correct? John, you were gonna say something?
We're talking RFID, just stickers on windshields or swipe things too? Cards that you can give to somebody else.
No,
So
just.
Windshields.
And have made a suggestion about a hang tag as well.
But that's just like a window. So, I mean, if you're putting more stickers that are on the windshield, and all of us have a bunch of kids, all of us buy a bunch of cars, and a lot of times throughout the year, I mean, potentially, you have just increased your workforce in the office, right back to where you were.
No, because
Looking at RFID.
that's why we made,
Once you scrape it off, you're done, right? I think. Then article.
You change the card, we change the card, they get a new RFID.
right,
You know, in order to do
But
the
he's-
RFID, we have to change the code.
He's talking about, all your kids
have to change the
Our
covenants.
kids on a new car. If it's a windshield sticker, we they have to come up here and get another card, they have to put it on their new card. We don't know if the old card that deactivated when they created in their old card.
You turn them on.
Well, you know which one exactly it is. I mean, that's gonna take a lot of bookkeeping and a lot of stuff that I don't think, if we did, I don't think right now that we have at the current time. Of tracking of the current cards and the current stickers.
We can track the swiping of the cards.
We just don't know who has.
I mean, you would have to follow that same thing of the cards, but like nobody knows right now what hang tag I have, right?
There's no tracking of the hang tag.
Right, so that whole tracking thing has to be. Yeah.
But that's what,
And I'm talking about, I mean, the whole thing that started this whole thing was that the office is having too much work. I think
No,
you're working around for
the RFID came out of that. I don't know, there's 800 homes in here and no, 1,500 cars, motorcycles.
Goes by color, same as all the other stuff.
So
If
really.
this year's colors purple, this year's hang tag will be.
Sounds like you do, except if you're.
And ours is no good anymore.
But
So I can tell you right now that our cars
What are you?
have probably been on the beach twice in 3 years. The golf cart has probably been there over the 3 months. So why would I buy a sticker or anything from my cars if it didn't require me to get in?
right, oh, I
If it
agree.
requires me to get in,
That's the problem.
then that makes sense.
That's what we're trying to
But
fix.
to just park at the beach, that's not.
No, like Ken said, one sticker, one price, one color, gets you in the gate and you can do whatever you want.
So what if your children bring their kids to your house to watch them like one day a week or something? Because right now, our kids have a card. Could I pay the money for them to get a sticker as well, even though they're not on the deed?
RFID, you can, because you can, the
So I
RFID.
can buy an RFID sticker for them, just like I bought a card for them. And you guys would know exactly how often they came.
And that
when they
means
came, and when they.
How do we differentiate between your kids parking in owner-only spots? Because now they're not using hang tags, now they have a sticker on their car. There are lots of details around this
You'd
that
have
haven't
to, you'd
been.
have to do a different color
There's a ton of
RFID.
us that really don't care about parking at the beach, but we care about, so I have 3 kids that have 2 cars each, so now we have to get RFID stickers. If they're gonna be stuck on the car.
Yeah, I don't think that makes
Because
sense.
That's really gonna complicate things. I got grandkids that drive. So now each one of the cars have to have one of these. It's gonna get expensive.
We still have a guest gate. You can call in, and get the gate open.
I guess.
We have to use that gas gauge in my life.
Then they wouldn't get in.
I'll come up and get it in, but. I mean,
But
right now.
The RFID will also work with a card, so you could still buy 10 cards and let them in the gate and give them to your kids and grandkids. And the RFIDs are for property owners that need to get in on a full-time basis or a weekend or whatever. And it'll also allow you to park at the boat ramp, the pavilion, the beach, wherever.
Yeah, a reversal of what we were just saying. But the cards, I think it makes sense to keep the cards. People need to be able to give their kids cards.
Right.
My son-in-law buys and sells cars all the time. I'd be buying a card every month. A sticker every month. Mhm.
Wait a minute, go back to, you guys were talking about being able to see numbers and all of that, and security, and all of a sudden you're kind of talking about who came in and who came out. Don't you want to do this, when you do this, so that it's actually a security thing? So if you have the RFID and then you still buying cards and handing them out, are you?
The car has FRID too. RFID, excuse me.
The security angle of the car. Okay.
That's a great selling point. It would help the security of this entire complex, or whatever you want to call it, because we would know exactly who was here.
With the card you won't. What prevents somebody from handing the card off to whoever they want, which happens today? It's stuck to your window of a registered vehicle in and out of here. There's no ins in, and I understand, as David said many times, you live in a gated community. You chose to live in a gated community. It comes with some hardships to keep it secure and gated. And one of those is, we're gonna turn over RFID stickers. If you're gonna keep the swipe system, there's really no reason to spend any Braintree money to put in RFID, because you're not getting rid of the gap that the cards cause to the security of Braintree. You're not gonna know any better who's in and out of here. Yeah, you could say, so-and-so swiped this RFID card in here, but that doesn't mean that, it was that person.
So what's the
Technically, you could give the card, but can I just ask one thing? We got other topics here that we want to get through. RFID is not on the topic for this discussion at town hall.
So to the price is where we're at, right?
It's to the price. So, Derek has brought up. make the stick-
$25.
Make the sticker saying, yeah, the cars, vehicles, motorcycles, golf cart, the same. You're more around the $10 range.
I don't know, because I don't know the finances, but I just put a number on just so that it would be easier for people to follow the first year. You could always increase.
I think at $10, you're gonna have a problem paying them for your RFIDs. They gotta fill out.
Well, I think we're putting RFID off on, I think we're just.
Like, if your future plans to go that route, you charge 10 now, and then you gotta raise it again. In a year or two.
Well, this price doesn't include a vote, right? This is the board doing this as a rule. So not that we're gonna go RFID, but I think we do at some point, but like I told Linda, this is what it's gonna cost for everything, and this is how you're gonna access the gate, because we're bringing in RFID readers, and that's the only way you're gonna get in at some point. For this year, yeah, it's just even if we order regular stickers and put on there, who's to know? I mean, yeah, sure, somebody that's techie can figure it out, but this is our plan going forward, $10 to $25
Yeah.
a sticker.
For 2023, make the cars and trucks $10, make the golf carts $10. It'll get us a little bit of revenue. It's not gonna break the bank, and we'll see how everyone takes it and go from there. Make the guest, we gotta go to guest passes and hang tags too.
My part is. What you do on, whatever you call it. There's no advantage for me. I don't have to buy any of that from my cars. You're not gonna.
Don't tell anybody that.
Well, you know what, I mean, that's, I mean.
But
I buy one for my car, from Greenwich on the beach, and then you're out of all that revenue. I would not raise anything until you got that. Once you have that, then you got some teeth. Right now, it's nothing. The people are paying $2 right now, going, well, right now, we're paying what, $3 or $4, or no, $6, $8 for our cars. But, if I gotta start paying $30, yeah, I'm not gonna pay anything. Well, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it. So I personally would not raise anything until, I like this part, whatever it's called. I like that, but until that is totally ingrained, ready to go, I wouldn't do it. That's my personal.
As long as you sell 120 of them at the $25 price, you break even on the.
how many golf cart sticker? We have 400.
400.
So that's what, $1,000 there and 3,000 on the cars,
Yeah, so you're gonna lose. what,
$15 times, so $600.
So I'm saying if, what's between the $2 price now and the $25 price, the argument is no one's gonna buy it. All you sell 120 of them, you're gonna make the $3,000 that you made off the $2 stickers. So there'd have to be
Doesn't matter.
over 1,000 people not buying when you lose money on the stickers.
And I'm gonna suggest that when you do talk about this, you need to say to us why we need this.
Yes, why at $25?
Why we need this, because we need this, this, and this, and, and unless we figure out a way to do this. And so those are, like Deb, you even said, you didn't tell people you had to, but they bought them anyway. Well, it's just for the beach. You didn't tell them that, but yet they bought them. So same thing, there's a reason to get this money. It's to put it here, here, and here. And this is one way we can do it until whatever, as well as fundraising ideas and other opportunities. But I personally believe that a lot of beach goers are going to appreciate all the updated amenities. And that's part of what we're going to probably talk about now is gas paying.
So we're talking about $10 to $25. What, for us to allow that first thing, we've got to change 3J, is that correct?
Yes.
So somebody write 3J next to that top one, because we,
Is it 3A or 3J?
3A.
3A, okay,
Section
3A32.
okay. So we first, I think, to get past this real quick, we want to be able to, we all agree that people that live in the household should be able to get access. Secondly, I think we are somewhat in agreement that one price for all access. If you have it, you get in for now. Once RFID or hang tags or whatever, but you know, you're gonna get the people that want to be at the beach, because right now that's the only way to track them with a sticker, and we've already bought them for this year. So we really are down to what do we want to charge? I think we're somewhere between 10 and 25. I think 10 is probably a good starting point. The stickers cost us what, a couple bucks, a buck, 50 cents? Anybody know?
$10 for gas pass, $25 for hang tag, and I think the stickers cost us like $2. I think that's what they
That's
talked
what
about.
that's what we kind of came away with originally. $0.5 for.
And like I said,
What
it's-
is the golf cart sticker cost us? 10 bucks, you said?
no, it's like two.
25. We had cars at 10, boats at 100 with no early discount, golf carts at 25, no early discount, because we're not making them due till 4/1. Then the jet skis stay at 125. It's the hang tags and the guest passes that are the real issue. It almost doesn't matter if we leave everything else its own price. Are we gonna charge for hang tags and for guest passes?
Well, I guess my point is, what are the stickers, the actual, yeah, what are they costing us to purchase?
It's all lumped in. We spend about $6,000 a year for all the stickers. It's gonna go up a little bit.
Yeah, that right. Yeah, that don't make sense. We're making, well, that's including both
All
stickers.
stickers, golf cart stickers.
And-
Both stickers are probably the most expensive.
Yeah, and that was strictly a moneymaker. That was the reason that was added. That was it. No other reason.
125.
125. There's 25 of those.
Same as it was, not a change.
What about 15, Derek? Where are we with 15? That had,
You lose $4,000 off the cart, golf carts.
Well, but you're gonna lose, hold on.
Lose
I mean, if you're doing it to generate money, then you put it
$400.
at 25.
We don't have enough money to take care of our sons. That's one of the reasons
Thousand?
why we're doing this too.
If everything's $15, it's 16,000. That's assuming we get 1,500 cars and 400. Well, we know we're gonna get 400 golf carts or better, probably. They don't seem to be getting any smaller. My biggest concern is with the 1,500. Kent,
I also suggested the cards, you know, the additional cards we have right now. Can we make those at least the same cost as a sticker, so people don't say, well, I'll just buy another card to help with the sticker?
well, the sticker's only $2 right now.
If we go up to
Oh.
up to 15 or 25, then I think the card fee would cost the same. People gain that.
Well, it goes to, what does the card cost us? Huh?
Well, we sell them for 25.
What does it cost us?
Oh, 3 or 4.
Okay,
But the card, the gate card does not get you parking access at the beach. So.
any other monetary submissions out there? 10, we've got 10, I said 15, or Derek said 25.
What are we talking about cars now, or have we moved to guest passes?
Car and golf cart price. We're talking about making them the same, one and the same.
Well, and then Deb brought something up here, the hang tags and the guest passes. Why not make everything the same price across the board? Like Kent said,
Because.
Yeah, because that's a yearly thing where the guest passes are just one day.
Yeah. If you're gonna have.
I paid $20 to go to a hockey game, the park.
I'll leave you off that kind of entertainment.
They went to 30.
Well, you'd be surprised with how they treat that beach.
I think we could do that across the board, 15 cars, 15 golf carts, and 15 for guest passes, we're only allowing 3 per owner anyway.
Say it louder. That's
For a day.
The 15, we could do it per car, per golf cart, and then also for the guest passes, because what I had originally figured when I was telling Tim, when he mentioned about, or I think it was you offered it to us through the email of paying for guest passes. I was figuring a couple of different numbers for it. I think $10 per guest pass. If we allowed only up to 15 a day for $10, it was like $6,000 by the end of summer. Just off of guest passes alone. So if we made it 15 for cars, golf carts, plus guest passes, you're gonna get probably a good decent amount for the guest passes. That will go strictly to just the lakes and amenities.
We did have Frank's feedback last time that he thought the guest pass should be 5, not 10, so just.
Who?
I mean,
Do you really need guest passes and hang tags? Couldn't you just, because I think a lot of people drive up and let somebody else in with the car and then let them use their hang tag. You really need.
Tim?
Yeah.
Wow, Tim.
You need both.
I am an example. 3 times a year, we have family day down at the beach. Everybody comes in at different times. So I had my dogs chew up one of my hang tags that we have now, so I have 1. So we get guest passes. Which it allows them, whenever they come down, we're able to give them their guest pass so that way they can park. If they have to park at my house, then I have to leave. I live on Waterford. It takes me 15 minutes to drive home, pick them up, get all their stuff, load my grandkids up for my son, drive down there. Then my daughter and her fiance and grandson are coming, and I gotta leave again. Then I get back down to the beach, then my other son, the kids are acting up, ready to leave. Then I gotta load all their stuff up. So that,
Does guest pass need the same as the hang tag, or I guess one of them is good all year, one of them is good for a day, but that's
Yeah,
really the only.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. The guest passes, which are gonna be paper, you can get a max of up to 3 for that day for your guest.
And there are people that have small parties on the beach.
Yeah.
Utilize.
Okay, we'll add a minimum.
You can only get 2 hang tags.
Okay, so for clarification, I think the car sticker, the golf cart sticker, and the hang tags, 10 or 15 bucks, okay? And then the guest passes per day of whatever what'd you guys agree on?
It wasn't agreed on, it was what I had
Or what was suggested?
offered,
10?
10 or 15.
So we thought $10 was gonna get us $6,000 a year, which helps pick up that cost that we're giving back on the golf carts. It all depends. What is, guest pass should be more than a regular pass? Yes, no?
One day.
You don't live here.
I rent the building. I get parking there
Correct.
without a guest pass.
Correct.
How much is it to rent the pavilion?
100,
So wait a minute, you get so many guest passes. but okay,
the 30.
30.
the number.
I get 30 guest passes if I rent the pavilion.
Well, but you gotta park at the pavilion
Right.
left side block. If you rent the pavilion,
So if it's a real party, you're covered.
you rent the pavilion, yep.
If it's a baseball team with 8 or 9, you can carpool. Couple cars down to do it, so 4 by 3 guest pass.
You know, I throw out there too, that the recommendation from Lakes and Beaches was that, you know, part of this about charging, fixing some of our issues with hang tag, charging for it, the guest pass charging for it was, that was additional revenues to help fund some of these projects at the beach.
And to be able to maintain, because right now I believe a truckload of sand is over $400. We are gonna need 9 truckloads this year. So,
Yeah, but we've been doing that every
you
year.
know, I only did 6 last year. And stuff to try to, and
The meeting wasn't really maintained. We have to maintain the beach, but
Yeah.
we're not able to get the wash station. We're not able to expand the beach. We're not able to formalize that under the oak tree parking. It was to help move some of those things forward. So if we're toying with doing something, it's going to decrease
I think we just. raffle it.
potential car revenue.
For 2023, I say we just put numbers to it and just put it in, and if people hate it, we'll change it.
You know, from it, but you know, if you're gonna take money away from the golf cart sticker, then, you know, this whole getting this new money is getting chewed away by us.
Give it back,
giving it
right?
back. And I'm like, you know.
I say you go, you make them all the same, 10 or 15 bucks, whatever we agree on, and I think you live with it, like Kent said, make it simpler. We're driving ourselves crazy over $2 versus 25 bucks versus 125, I think. Yeah, other than in the boats and jet skis, I mean, what are the boats are 100 or 125? I think you make them both 100 and eliminate any bullshit there as well.
Well, why are we even changing these? Why change the car? Why change the boat? We've had these prices for a while. The real new issue is hang tags and guest passes. And what are we gonna charge for them?
It's me, right now, 3 cars, a golf cart. If I want to go to the beach, I'm gonna do the golf cart down there, it's gonna be $8. I'm not gonna do it $1 down the car. Just because of the convenience. I mean, I'll never leave off 3 cars down there. They can eliminate that right there. They've eliminated the $6 that were the pay. I mean, raise that up, raise the car stickers up to $7 or something, I'm still gonna pay that. I'm
Well,
not gonna pay $75 for my 3 cars.
I don't disagree with you, John, but raising it to $7 means we're dropping the golf carts to 7 to simplify
We don't need to
things.
drop- We can just leave
Well,
those,
it's to simplify things.
but it's not necessary. I mean, right now, I mean, we're looking at this.
And at some point that'll be
I
the,
think right now we need to keep the car stickers at 2, 25 for the golf carts, 25 for each hang tag, because you can buy them if you want to, you can buy one if you want to, or buy both of them. And do $25 for each guest pass. You want to talk about keeping it simple, keep it simple. that way.
$25 a day.
Yeah,
I will say this.
just like Linda said in our meetings, we pay it, you pay to go to Six Flags, you pay to go to ball games, you pay to park. And that's a cost to help us maintain the amenities that we have for.
I'm good with that.
And it's a option.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and if you don't want to park at the beach, it's just more your effort doing it the other way. I agree with that.
It's
Yeah.
convenience. It's long as convenience, not have to.
I'm good with that.
We're paying for convenience, which people pay for all the time.
Yeah,
Yes, you know, it's gonna be paid by the.
it doesn't matter.
No one's gonna ask the invest to pay.
I will.
The idea, I mean, you don't, I mean, if you think about our amenities, you necessarily, not saying you don't want guests here, but every guest that you bring down there takes away a spot for a property owner. And in the heat of the summer and the Saturdays during the day, I mean, it's pretty busy down there. So, I mean, that's not the intention of it, but if you really wanted to, you know, do it the right way, you buy yourself a lot.
I know Wendy has mentioned, she mentioned at the last meeting that a lot of the guest passes are lot owners who will come down at the spur of the moment and ask for 3 guest passes, you know, well,
Well, now
if
we
it costs them $75, you know.
we selling a hang tag, a
too.
couple hang tags.
Well, that would eliminate them.
Yeah, right.
At last minute.
Yeah,
But
that's a good
again,
point.
if they want their guests to come, then it's gonna be 25.
Well, that's even a really good point. Those gas passes are gonna be huge for property owners, because that way they don't have to bring the specific car down here and get a. That would be a huge help to them.
It's gonna help with some of the.
Yeah, take some of the calls away for sure.
Can I ask? what
Hang
you
tag.
pay for
Too much.
Cover that, what, summer, what? Memorial Day to, I mean, when do we have?
It's a little sooner than that.
about the 1st of May to sometime in September. It dies off pretty much after Labor Day.
Again, part of what I've been thinking and saying is, you know, we are paying for that, whether we're using the beach or not. All the owners are paying for that security, whether we go there or not. And the people that go to the beach, a lot of these guests, they should be paying for the fact that we're securing them. So now my question is, what are we securing them for? What is the security there for? Just
No
to make sure-
bottles, no cigarettes, no
Foul language.
misbehavior.
Just to make sure that cars are parked in the right spots?
Not anymore. Well, I guess it does, but
And we keep people who aren't supposed to be in here.
Right, so people that aren't authorized to be in here. And to be in here, you need to be with your homeowner. To be there, and that's why everyone on the beach should be legit. Of being there. And so, yeah, I'm still, I don't either like the idea of having to tell my family, hey, but we have options. I'll drive you down there, you got whatever. But unless they do, then we're paying for it all. And I don't want to keep paying more. I'd rather some of the money go towards security, the gate system, the roads. And not just so that we have security at the beach, because we might have unauthorized people there. So everyone has to pay, is my opinion. If you're gonna use it and enjoy it, which everyone does, they come for the day. I mean, it's a big deal when people get down there. My family still, wow. I know, I live here and wow.
So what was the suggestion you guys?
25.
Across the
Every,
board.
yeah, every pass.
Gas passes and hang tags, you
Yeah.
said 25.
You get your, $25 per hang tag. You get them that, your max is 2, 3 gas passes a day, $25 a piece will be $75.
But you had also said no changes to cars.
Just
for
leave the
golf
car,
carts.
just leave the car as the $2 right now. Because if you go and you mess with it too much, people are not gonna get them.
Hey, I think that's a good
And then
idea.
it's gonna be, that's the purpose of us looking at this and yes, charging our guests is for us to be able to maintain and be able to do some of these improvements.
I think we can tie the car sticker thing to the improved security and technology when we do that.
When we get it.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't disagree with you, but $2 for anything is just ridiculous.
But when they don't have to, it's $2 they're giving.
Oh, that's my point up there.
Yeah. Right now, there shouldn't be.
What was that, Derek?
They were one of these, there's not enough.
Yes, to park at the beach only.
We've not eliminated it. We never say there's like 30 passes going on.
We can't hear.
What was that?
It might be, it's not.
Dude, what was your question, Derek?
Right now, to park on the streets for this period of time. That should be by the rules.
It's never been.
Well, John said there's an exception in the covenants or
Well,
something.
that's for the car sticker.
Oh, the sticker? Well, that's what you're asking about, isn't it?
And I'll be in front of the sticker.
The covenants do not require cars, trucks, minivans, those types of vehicles to have a sticker
To park anywhere except for the beach.
anywhere except the beach and the boat ramp.
Okay, so for me, the privilege of parking at the beach is well more worth than $2. I'm serious.
And to me, it's not fair that for me to take my golf cart down to the beach and park, I have to pay $25.
I agree with that.
You should pay $5,000 to park that car.
The
Send you a bill.
25
For the convenience.
The $25 for the golf sticker has no bearing on the beach. It just says you can park there. $25 is to be able to put it on the roads. That's how that originally,
But there's no logic to that. There's no logic to that.
that's what it, how it was intended.
Yeah. but it's-
There's no logic to charge you $100 for a boat either. The logic is
You're preaching to the choir. I know, but we can't get over past the $2 or off of the 25.
This is my,
Okay, first off,
it's retarded.
it sounds like the free gas things, kind of isolated to just the people that use it a lot. That's correct. I mean,
The 3 pass things.
3 passes a day down.
Oh,
And Tim says he takes advantage of that 2 times a year. Is that right? Okay, so I don't think there's a lot of other people take advantage of that. I mean, I never even knew there was a gas pass.
You remember how many gas passes we had last year?
I think on 4th of July, I was told normally it's 15 to 20 people that get gas passes. And then on a holiday, it's triple that,
So,
50?
so whatever people.
triple 15 to 20.
Let us get 3 at $25 a piece. That would take care of you and people that use it all the time. And that's an advantage to that because these people that go down there all the time need an advantage. The other
okay.
people that
Let me
have-
stop you for just a second, John. Clarify guest pass versus hang tag.
3 hang tags instead of 2.
Okay,
I'm saying just increase that to 3 for everybody.
okay, you said guest passes secondly, so I was just want to clarify.
Okay, so as soon as you buy your 3, that's. Good all year.
Wait a minute. you said good.
Okay.
Just-
All right. Okay.
I'll throw it together.
Get that car. Get that together there. All right. So why, I mean, the thing, how did the green limit come up to?
Well, originally,
Why not make that?
the perception of it was that we didn't have enough parking down at the beach. You have the 3 holidays, which are the busiest, yes, it is packed in. Other than that, there are no issues. But we're making across the street of the parking, the beach parking lot, making that parking and stuff now. And adjusting, we're gonna adjust the pavilion and the other lot with parking blocks to maximize the parking. But that's where it kind of, we came with the 2. So
You've been there for a long time, since we put that.
everyone got 2 hanging passes, but couldn't replace them. So now you get 2 hanging tags, and every year you're gonna be able to replace them, and they're gonna be a different color.
Plus, we're gonna start tracking them.
We're gonna track them.
I'm just saying, okay, forget the whole 3 thing, because I'm just trying to make an advance for you guys that use it a lot at 3 apiece.
In our,
Saving you money by you voting it in that, but forget it.
in our like the Beaches meeting and stuff, us people that use the beach all the time are here, and not one person has an issue with paying for guest pass, right, correct, Linda? And actually, Deb and John, the people that use the beach, they're okay with
I
it.
get that whole thought. And the other thought that I have is the $2 pass. I mean, you're here for a big meeting that went a long time. Get a couple more bucks out of it. I mean, you gotta increase at least a little bit. Well, yeah, go to 5. I mean, why not take advantage of this meeting and say, okay, that's gonna increase the $5. How much is that there? Come on. There you go. $4.
He's getting faster. We have to remember, this is a very, very, very small sample set too. I mean, we have to get it out to everybody and make sure that everyone's on the same page. I don't agree. I don't disagree with you. The difference between 2 and 5 is nothing. There is no difference. But it would provide a benefit to the subdivision on the grand scheme.
Let's go down the line here. Let's say $5 for cars, golf carts are still 25, correct? What are hang tags? 25, guest passes 25. And the hang tags are gonna change colors. The guest passes are gonna be on a piece of paper.
We have a date.
Do we have any way to track that, like a,
Well, our days on making keep themselves for any tags, passes. To go back and. stuff.
the guest pass is good for 1 year? Is that correct?
One day.
I mean, the hang tags, 1 year.
You go sit by it, Urban, you guys.
I disagree with all the hang tag, guest pass garbage, but
But I don't get it. And I heard because we had to register them. Okay, that was a thing. So when people have to register the new, then they pay extra for that registration fee. But then they're good for, it shouldn't be a different price, in my opinion, for them to be on the road. What does a golf cart do on the road that the rest of us aren't doing?
There different liability for the.
It was a whole mindset when golf carts got approved in the covenants. It was the mindset of the board that this was a privilege people should have to pay extra for.
right.
Okay, and our mindset has changed because we now know a lot of people have golf carts and they're no better, sorry. But
Some of us are, but.
and so they shouldn't have to pay more because they of that mind. The mindset's different. I don't know how long ago the golf cart thing was, but this is part of the new board, part of what you're doing here. This is all new and a new mindset, but we're doing it. We're having a discussion. So asking why golf carts are $25 still when we have an opportunity to change it. I haven't heard a good reason why it should still be 25 and others are too.
In my mind, it creates, if we change it and bring it down to the $2 level, whatever.
No.
If we change it, you're gonna run we're gonna create a revenue shortfall that we gotta make up somewhere else.
But
So,
when you're a family, you don't ask one kid to pay because we're short this month. Our electricity bill was really high, so you have to pay more and you can't eat, but the rest of you, you're good. We're family here, seriously.
no, I mean, I get it.
And I know, John, I mean,
I mean, I get it,
my point
but
being, we
you
have
know.
an opportunity to equalize and figure things out. Let's not just say because that's what we did a long time ago, because we lose money.
I
Because
get
we
it.
will gain money. For those of us that want to be on the beach, we may not sell 1,500, but you might sell 50 or 100 at $25. I'm telling you, I would pay $25 for the right tree on that beach.
I'll make you a deal right now. I'll buy your sticker, you can buy them on dog park.
Well, I agree with you 100% as far as that discrepancy was almost a prejudice when it was created 10 or 15 years ago when that happened. And it might be, and just brainstorming with you, it might be that getting this RFID sticker where they can be a lot the same is a really good opportunity to equalize.
But the RFID is small cars. I'm talking about beach goers, just something.
Yeah, I think we're gonna put it on the golf. course,
We need to
too.
forget about it for this year though.
Why?
Because we can't, we can't run it with our ideas.
Not about car idea, I'm talking about these $2 car stickers.
We have to work our way up to that. So next year, when the RFID is a possibility, then you can even off the price. I think we all totally agree that there needs to be quality. And if all the same prices are the same like Derek started with, we'd probably all be okay with that if there was some reasoning, but right now, there's not reasoning for that.
But again, if I heard Deb correctly, 1,500 people bought the sticker because they were told they needed to, like we did when we came in. In order to live here at Green Tree, you have to have a vehicle sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, no, really? The only reason you need that is if you want to park on the beach. Well, that's a totally different thing. So let's be upfront and say, because we want her. The reason why you need that car sticker is to park on the beach and the owners only section where it's asphalted. And those of us that want to do that will pay $15, $25, whatever. You're going to lose some $2 people. Great, you didn't care about the beach. But those of us that care want to support the beach, because we want the amenities.
We take donations too, if you want.
Yeah, we'll take
it.
Fundraising and whatnot.
She has a point.
Yeah. You don't make the change now and all this is out. in the open.
Tim's gonna be standing out there with a bucket this summer. It'll be all right.
So
You know those bells too?
what you're asking is kind of what I had said before, just maybe we do a sticker package. You pay $40, $50, you get a golf cart, you get 2 cars, you get a boat, and if you don't need it, you don't need it. I don't know. It just, I don't care what we do. It just,
I just want to do.
I don't want to do anything that's gonna reduce revenue.
Matches all the passes.
Yeah, it really does make sense.
It'll come out the same or more. And I totally want to-
Downside is you're not gonna get nearly as many license plates.
Right. Once, not that we shouldn't be honest, but I think they have been told, but once people realistically know that the only reason they're buying a sticker far is to park at the beach, you're probably gonna lose 60%. Yeah, Derek?
We package it all together. I think I'll say exactly what you said. And it's going from $2 to $25. We've expanded each parking. We are moving toward the system that'll have RFID stickers and all cars will be required to have them. This is a step towards that. Here's the plan. You're talking 50 grand a year if everything stays at about 5. And that can degrade in quick. I mean, it's so, if you're packaging it all together to the community incentive, here's the reason why we're going to 25. We've already done this. Here's our future plans, stickers, our new game or whatever. And once again, that's $25 for a whole year. We're also charging someone $25 for a day. So it may, it's justified, you're able to justify the price.
Because we're parking not cheap now.
Golf carts, but they're optional.
So somebody tell me what the number is on these stickers now. What's your envision of what they should cost, Linda? Car sticker, how much?
You know,
25.
Park at $25 for sure, using no. Here, I'll bring my check. I'm telling you, it's.
Okay, $25.
25 straight across board for everything.
Well, John just said he wouldn't pay $75.
He doesn't go down to the beach.
If you're, and if you,
You know, I have 3 vehicles. I'm never gonna park. the beach. I'm not gonna take a pickup. But even if we only buy one of the stickers at $25, you guys are still netting $19. And I guarantee you, we're gonna buy one of the stickers so that we can go to the beach.
It's something more positive than what you think it is.
we just, we're trying to bundle the boat stickers into this. It is,
No, the boat's got
yeah,
nothing to do
you
with
said
this.
boat and.
That was just my suggestion
Yeah.
earlier.
Cut the boat out of it. 'cause
He's
we
just
get too much
talking
more
about-
revenue out of boats.
Yeah.
So car sticker, golf cart sticker, hang tag and guest
yes.
passes are all 25. What was that? Right. Swipe cards are already 25, aren't they?
Yeah,
But I mean.
he's saying you're not eliminating.
Oh.
Why are you discriminating against boats now?
Just to be the devil's advocate. Just to be the devil's advocate.
I dare you to say that. I dare you.
Sorry, I'll sleep here.
But
Now, you cannot park on the beach side of the street. You have to park.
Or the hill, right?
Yeah, you have to park,
Look at the right
you have
hand.
to park across the street.
that's fine. I mean, we probably might, well, I'm just beating the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But it's still, it works. You can
All,
find it.
I mean, all of them, Desiree's been reading the rule book, I've read the rule book, so I can probably recite it that way.
Does anyone have a business there?
All third has 7 golf
Oh, that's.
carts.
I think you guys will.
So we flatline with the golf carts. We pick up $23 on cars and depending on how many we lose.
They were picking up the hang tags because now.
And the guest
you get them every
passes.
year And the guest passes.
So when we sell these hang tags for this year, the one I currently have, the white and red one is no good.
So much, but
You gotta sell it the day before the bags. They don't
To
know.
add one more thing to that, we already determined that
It'd be too much like me.
hang tags and guest passes don't.
You know where that'll get you.
that's
Pretty
that's
soon
the other
some
part.
people will
Well,
resign.
we'll have to formally put this in.
We put it in there. We put it in.
Yeah.
So what about, I understand that, but what about the revenue for
Hang on a minute.
the revenue for the stickers that stays in general revenue?
And I have to, the way we're doing it.
Otherwise, how are you gonna replace?
That's all I'm at, I'm just asking, just asking.
We'll be considerate to the lakes and beaches. How does that sound?
Oh, the vehicle stickers and golf cart stickers should go.
Yeah, right, right, I just wanted to make sure that that's.
That should just.
Should just be guest passes.
John, you had a question?
No, I took, I'm just taking this, what we just talked about here. I came right, that I was going to take $75. With the current plan, you're gonna get an extra $25 from me because I'm gonna buy it and take it now. You're gonna lose the $6, so I'm not buying 3 stickers because I don't need them, right? So you're up by 19 at that point.
Right, but you're only buying a $25 sticker because you think you're gonna go down to the beach 2 or 3 times a year. The people that never go down to the beach, once we make them more aware of this, you're probably gonna lose majority of that 1,500.
$3, you know, $3, $2.
But you're gonna gain an extra 25 from my household, because we will buy one hang tag for the 1 or 2 times that we go down to the beach when it's not holiday weekend, because all of the parking and stuff is taken.
My point is,
Golf cart.
I feel like the amount of people the amount of people that go to the beach are typically the same people, but let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that throughout the year, there's 50 newbies in and out on any given day. I think that amount is way less than the 1,500 at $2 a piece. That's just my thought.
Well, we know that's a transitional item anyway, because when we get these RFID car stickers, which we hope will be next year, then those anybody who didn't buy a car sticker is going to have to.
You actually get more because every vehicle's on.
We can
you've
discuss, but that
already-
looks like
and
we
you've
might have to
already-
reduce the price.
You've already pretty
So
much set
I'm,
a price.
I'm okay with that. I still think when we publish this, like they said, it's the park at the
Yeah.
beach and this is
Well, we
in process of transitioning to
this whole
access.
all has to be rewritten into our security policy that's posted on. our
Right, that's a
website.
mess.
This is, you know, what we have to rewrite. Whatever we pass next Monday night has to be rewritten into that, which I'll be happy to help with.
We already passed what to go in the security policy, the prices aren't in the security policy.
They aren't.
I
Okay,
mean, they might be as reference.
yeah, they might be.
If you're security, you get to rewrite the security.
All right, so,
I'm coach.
Communication is that.
Good enough for us.
so we unofficially think unofficially, we think $25 is the number.
Yeah.
All right, next topic.
Sure.
25 across the board. That's gonna be what's voted on in the motion next Monday.
We should probably.
You all better be here Monday.
Yeah, there'll be reaction
we-
from the audience.
Do we want to make it Monday, or do you want to, because we put dollar signs to it, do we want to give more time for people to digest it?
This was the opportunity tonight.
It was put in the email.
They're gonna learn to start coming to these as they start seeing.
Yeah, maybe every town hall, we raise the price on something.
Yeah, like, yeah, what I missed this week.
Somebody.
They're talking about parking on your own property, like, oh, better show up.
Lakes and Beaches Town Hall, apologize, I have to put it in the topics, but it had come up that many owners rent campsites for the pavilion solely for the purpose of getting a private party gate code. They don't use the pavilion. They don't have anybody at the campsite. So people that want to use these things can't use them because somebody got it solely for the purpose of a private code. I think the pavilion is $75 or $100 to rent. Campsite's $25 a day to rent. So what came from that feedback session of that town hall was, should we, not giving people a family code that's good anytime, but it is a one-time use private party code that you could get to use. It would be, you know, from, I don't know, 8 AM till 6 PM, 7 PM, something. It would have X number of uses attached to it. So it would, it automatically shut off after the time is expired. It'll automatically shut off after the number of uses are done to it. There's some talk about maybe setting a minimum number of guests, but you know, whoever, so if you have, if it was 10 and you're having 5 people, you just say it's 10. So I don't know if that matters. But if people were willing to pay the money to get the private party code by skirting using another amenity and not really use it, is there the ability to reenact this and put a price tag to it?
Well, it's just, this is convenience as well. Is there a limit to the number of people you can let in on your phone, yes?
No.
Right. So they just don't want to have to answer their phone push 9 all the time.
Yep.
Well, then charge them, and just say, okay, you can get a one-time guest card.
In our
Yeah,
lakes,
free. I didn't charge them.
in our Lakes and Beaches meeting, oh, what was his name?
Big conference.
Talked about, Jim Guthrie tried to rent campgrounds and they were already rented and he seen no one down there. So
Wasn't June 25th, was it?
somebody, so if somebody wanted to get a code to have their guests come in to their home instead of them wasting and renting the campgrounds, because that's lost revenue right there. So if we had those spots open that he could have rented, I mean, I agree.
With the understanding that this isn't to take people up to the lake. This
Right, I
is,
mean, it
this
doesn't,
is-
it does not provide
Parking. or-
parking at the beach, at the lakes. It's basically, they park at your home.
Laura?
My question is, what are the procedures going to be to require somebody to get this party code? How many days in advance? What's the cutoff? Are you gonna have, what if somebody wants to have a party and the office is closed? I've heard that argument.
That's a good question, and I think if we allow this, which I would probably take advantage of it, because in my case, I have a party once a year on the 4th of July week. But this past year, it was on the 25th of June, so I had to rent a campground to allow people to come to my house. Actually, I was suggested that, right, it was suggested that I. If you can do it, I can do it. But I think you limit it to that maybe you get 3 or 4 of these party codes a year. You got to give a 7-day notice, because anybody that's having a party doesn't just happen.
should
And
there
if
be
it-
a max?
I think so, because people that got money will do it every weekend.
Because if they're, like, if they're renting the pavilion,
That's a
they
good thing.
get 30 or something.
But-
Yeah.
But they're not really renting the pavilion for parking, they're renting the pavilion more so for code. To be able to get.
Right, but do you want them to have 100 people parked around their house?
Well, here's the question too, is it like that, estate sale? They would have called up, got a guest code and they would have given it to a whole bunch of random people. That's like a downside to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can stop
Well,
that.
we talked about if somebody's doing a estate sale, put it in, they have to register it.
Again, 7 days notice. If we know what's in the state sales coming up, we know to stay clear. We at least get ahead of it and tell them what the rules and regulations are, where you can and can't park, how you can and can't park. If you give the ability to pay for a guest code $25 a pop, and the other people, it'll do it every Friday or Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, it needs to be more than that. 25.
Easy now.
Jeez.
I'm gonna be one of those people.
200 bucks at a party at your house, plus $25 parking. Dollars? Right, use the guest kiosk for $0.
Or rent the pavilion, you put down a deposit and you get so much back, arriving at $25. So why can't a gate code or a one-time party code be the same thing? Put down a deposit of 100.
You don't get nothing back on a rental. I didn't.
Did you put down a deposit or did they say, oh, your date will reach, you don't have to put down?
They did not
See what
say
you're getting
that.
with this guy, The collusion.
Throw that word around a lot.
Well, I didn't need a key. I didn't need a key. I didn't do a deposit.
The one
Have a good night.
one part of it to do this. Do we continue at no cost the holiday period? So if you could have got the code for, you snoring over there?
Close, man.
You, over Christmas and New Year's, you could get the.
Yes, you allow that to be
If
free.
We just allow, whatever we did today stays free. Anything outside of that, you would pay.
Yeah.
Well, if we allow this, has anybody got any concerns about limiting how many times a year you can get a party code?
I think if you make the price like what she's talking about, $75, that's gonna automatically
Yeah.
limit. Who's gonna do that? Because they do have options of the guest gate, you know, or what we're currently doing.
Now I am
You go up there
going
and
to
buy-
use some clout if it's $75.
Wendy, hey, it's David.
Standing there.
Hey, is your raise coming up?
Linda's still talking.
About the pavilion, they said, are you gonna use it? I said, no, the party's at our house. Well, then you can't rent it. No one told me about the campsite. What the cheaper.
All right, the next 4th of July party, there's a cover charge.
Well,
Yeah,
really, what we're
they
getting
just
is
make-
input, and we're not making a rule based on this. We're getting input about the idea. And we have people who want to do Christmas parties at different weekends than Christmas Eve, and, you know, they get very upset when they can't get a party code. It's an option for them.
So, and I'm not, if it needs to be $75, it needs to be, but why would I do that when I can rent the campground for 25? That's gonna be the devil's advocate.
$25.
Maybe there should be a limit if you rent it and you don't.
Who's gonna govern that?
Everybody who's at the
Rules.
No, you know,
Oh, That's in your own trap.
that's on Tim over there.
Over there in Schulich.
I agree. I think $25 for a party code and you limit it to how many times a year you could do it.
And we just try it for a year, and if it.
Yeah, and
you
if
get
it
a whole
don't
bunch of
work, it
them,
don't work. All right, we might have
That's
to.
true, 'cause if you can run a campground at 25, then
Yeah, there's no way to stop.
We're trying to simplify it too. We don't want to be out there checking people or whatever. I mean, that's,
there he goes, Ryan Lloyd wants $25 for fucking everything.
man.
I'm good with it.
All right, one last item, I don't know that we'll get through all of this, is we got a proposal of a format for future town hall meetings. Everybody should have got it in your POA email. It went to spam, so it might be in your junk folders on it, but so I think help me if I'm going off memory here, is that future town hall meetings, the proposal is that instead of us sitting up here running the town hall meeting, because I asked for input about future subjects to talk about, is we would have owners run the town hall meeting. We would still be here as the board to answer questions for them, but we would not be leading the discussion around it. We still will work with them on the topics that they have. Another idea was to make the room more, and Derek, I don't know if this works, to make the room more of an oval shape so that it's more conversational.
We hang like a dance floor ball in the center and I mean, that's the way a couple of the old CRC meetings were handled, or the one that I know of. I think they had some snacks up here and then we all sat in a circle and I thought it went off pretty well. And to me, it seemed like when you were in a circle, we had a pretty good crowd, that we got more feedback and more people were willing to speak.
It's hard to call it a town hall when 75% of the conversation is still up here.
Right.
A real town hall should be a lot more of conversation coming toward us.
Yeah, I agree. I'm all for it.
And I think that was part of, to make it a town hall and conversational. Yeah, we work with whoever's gonna host it. Here's the topics. Here's what needs to, the feedback that you're hoping to get from this. And it doesn't mean we don't have to be there as the board, but
But it distinguishes it from just an open forum, because this was kind of like an open forum.
I think the original intent was to do it to the rules committee, wasn't it? The rules committee,
Right.
I had brought up originally that the rules committee would hold the town hall, kind of discuss the rules that they had coming up down the pipe. And then the chair and the co-chair would kind of organize it, but it would be the same open style forum. I like the way you guys have it set up.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, that's right. Didn't see you sitting there.
I like the town hall because it can be anything to talk about. We don't have to have a format and people can suggest things. We can throw them out there. We can kind of guide the opening of the meeting, but after that, it's all on whoever wants to bring something up. So,
Okay.
anybody object to that format?
So we gotta vote on.
I don't think so.
No. Good to go. What else was in there? I'd like to bring my laptop.
One thing I will just mention as a comment, I'll bring it up at the board meeting too, is we are aggressively visiting vendors and whatnot, professionals to lower pricing on our accounting work, our phone bills, our internet, things of that. We've also had a company reach out to us that will install free fiber for us to the office, business fiber at no cost. So that's just some of the things that we're looking at that I've been approached by through email. And I think the office got the fiber resource, and then I talked to the sales rep. So even though we didn't talk much about finances this time, we are aggressively working to save money, and who knows, it might even be better processes.
I had asked that maybe some clarification, maybe a retreat glossary of some sort to identify groups of different people, because oftentimes lot owners, property owners, homeowners, we're not quite sure exactly who is,
Well, that's why I like the whole thing about using the defined terms like property owners, not just owners. It doesn't sound as pretty, but it's more distinct because covenants define property owners.
So property owner is everyone that owns property here. So if we ever, is there ever a reason to just talk about the people that live here? Can anybody think? Homeowners?
Oh,
There are-
When it comes to ACC rules and construction, and stuff like that, it's homeowners.
I mean, it's a fine line, Linda, and I don't want to discriminate against anybody. But there are things that like a lot owner probably doesn't have a golf cart out here that we got to wrap some.
So right away, you said lot owner, we own lot. Are we a lot owner?
You own a house, don't you?
Yeah. So
I'm
that's-
talking about just a lot
So
owner.
this is my point, is make a glossary that says when we say lot owner, it means this. That's my point. Because we're lot owners, we're all property owners.
I only brought, I typically don't refer it that way. I just brought lot owner up because that's where I would see that they would have no bearing on like a golf cart,
Or the
And
back
all
gate
I need
access.
to see is define it and publish it so that people are like, well, we own lots. Are we?
Question section.
But, we know after 5 years, but every board has come up with different things. Sometimes they talk property owners, will you mean all property? Well, no, just those that own lots. It's just been very, like, we've heard it lots of different times. Different pricing for different things. Like when we were talking about pricing at the last meeting, it got a little confusing. So what about the condo owners? Do they get 2 name tags? I don't know. I'm just throwing this out here that it gets confusing, especially when you get brand new people and they're like condos. We have condos. It's just make a glossary, define it so that you all decide, this is what we mean. This is what it means when we say this.
We can do that.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
as far as voting goes, as far as, who can go to the beach, as far as everything. If property owners are property owners. The condo, I would say, are not property owners, that there is a difference between the condo, but not between a lot owner, a property owner, and a homeowner. Because a homeowner, you might say, is all three. But I years ago, in the beginning of time, they had the property owners and the homeowners, so the property owners and the homeowners. And there were times when they would say, well, I don't think the property owners should be able to vote on everything. How come the property owners get to make the rules on our streets? Because we're homeowners. There was no difference, and there still isn't any difference. And I think everyone should be referred to as property owners, with the exception of the condos, which how
I don't disagree with you. Let me let me shed some light on you about the condo owners. They're actually getting ripped off because they are entitled to a vote that they never take or get, or we allow. And now granted, they are only paying like $90
They
or
pay half.
half of what we pay. So I don't know if you're doing that based off of the footprint that they live on. I don't know how that works, but this all came out when the settlement agreement was going on, who would get to vote on this and who wouldn't. So they technically should get gate passes and hang tags
There's a
and
specific contract about them,
do they?
and it's in the safe.
Yeah. And they also have their own HOA as well.
And I think that they only get one. I don't think they each get one.
So there's different owners in there. I know that.
Association.
Right. I don't know. I thought when me and Getty
It's a
were going through that, it was multiple votes. 'Cause there's,
As far as differentiating between homeowners and property owners and lot owners, there really is, I don't know of any difference.
well, the only thing I can really think of is like what we said about the ACC, but there are reasons that a lot owner is designated a lot owner. Like one of the reasons was parking on the lots that don't have a house.
And
So certain times it
they don't
comes
get
up.
to use the back access gate. Lot owners without a home don't get to use the back access gate because the idea is that they're letting people in when they're not here.
But now is that in the covenants or is that a rule?
That's a rule,
Rule.
Okay.
because the access gate isn't in there.
Actually, I don't even know if it's a rule. It might just be
It's
this
the way
is
the
what we
security
do.
policy was
Mhm.
written.
Oh, is it?
It's broken pretty often though. So I know some people.
Jen, are you saying they don't get the ability for their people to gate access?
Yes.
Yes. Gate access?
Yes.
They're not here.
That was the logic.
The idea.
And they had no hang tags prior to this change.
And their name isn't on the kiosk or anything like that.
Yeah, they weren't offered the kiosk at all.
It's gonna be hard with those hang tags and property owners, because there's nothing to say you can't take their card and their gate, their hang tag from their house and go use the beach as you see fit. And we have no real way to tell whether or not that's the property owner or not.
Do you mean lot owner, owner?
Yes,
Say property owner, so it's the lot owner?
yes.
Could be
This is what
anybody
I'm looking at,
theoretically.
it's very.
Huh?
Could be anybody.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way to stop that.
That's what the car sticker helps. You don't take that off and give it to somebody else.
The hang tag could serve that same purpose today, though.
Yeah.
They don't get them though.
The hang tags that are actually out there for people that moved out, gonna pass those hang tags out. I mean, it's not gonna ever be perfect. It's not. But if someone with the hang tag or car sticker or the guest pass are breaking a rule, we have a way to identify.
Maybe we just need to chip property owners. Then we can just read their chip. And yeah,
Well, there's gonna come a day with all these youngins moving in that beach is, you're gonna have to reserve spots or something, or,
well, we don't have to.
yeah, it's coming though.
We talked about that
RFID that you
in our meeting
scan on
too,
your
about
phone.
taking all that rock and stuff out there because that's the beach. You know, we're using like 1/3 of it right now.
Is there anything else that anybody came here to talk about in this town hall?
We really know how to clear a house, don't we?
Financial review on your agenda.
Yeah, I brought stuff. What I will say about the financial review is like Dave said, we had reached out to about half a dozen CPAs when, in November, asking for, proposals to bid on being Rain Trees, CPA, preparing our year-end accounting statements and tax filing. And, none of those responded with a proposal, including the firm we had been using for the last 3-year contract. But John had submitted a name of somebody who also did not, I had sent a proposal to him, but he sent it on to somebody else who did give us a proposal. And then we also reached out to someone else that, working with, on certain things and are waiting for a proposal for there, but the proposal we have is significantly less than what we've been paying for each of the last 3 years. So we're hopeful on that. Also, another update on the financial situation. I've worked with the office and we sent letters out to about 270 people who've not paid their July 1, 2022 lot assessments, lot and home assessments, mostly lot owners. But we sent those out and gave them till the end of the month to pay it. We told them what the interest is on it that's accrued, and that if they don't pay by July 31st, we'll be sending them to a collection attorney. Excuse me, January 31st. And so that was, it was about $69,000 of value in those assessments that we haven't received yet. So hoping that that move will generate some cash that we won't have to pay any collection fees out of.
This time of year has passed now, but and what do they do with all the leaves and sticks and everything that our people is like that the Tom and those people pick up? Because every place I've ever lived before, there was a place to dump your leaves or your yard waste, yard waste or something, or there was, or the town did it, or somebody did it. And I saw two things. I saw people blowing leaves into the lake, which is not good for the fish, not good for the water. I care about the fish, but not good for the water. And I saw people burning leaves on some pretty windy days.
Well, they shouldn't do that, you're right. Well, I actually,
Is there a place I mean, if the sewer's gonna build a new place, could we come up with a place to burn leaves or to dump stick, yard waste?
one of the things
Something
that I had,
because we're not supposed to put them in our dumpster.
right. A couple of years ago, that was something I was really concerned about too, when we first started running the newsletters about, please don't put them in the lake, don't put them in the culverts. And we had kind of tried to check around a little bit, and we don't really have a good service that we can hire to take it away. I asked our maintenance manager, Tom, and talked with him about potentially creating a spot like that in some property that we have kind of back behind in a flood grounds. And he had said at the time that it's a mess back there and it would take a lot of work to get it into shape where we could do something like that. But I agree with your,
Man-hours, or are you talking putting gravel in there and things like that? It's man-hours, we can.
I think it's both. I think it's a lot of trees that are growing up, and a lot of, like if we had what do they call that machine that takes out the brush hog? Yeah. And that's worth bringing up again, because I agree with you that is something we don't have a facility for. We went through a lot of discussion in the newsletters about, burning. Obviously you shouldn't burn on a bad day, but like I do a lot of burning in a fire pit, and you put a grate on them and you have to watch it. You have to be there. You shouldn't be burning. Like we had somebody who caught an area on fire a month or so ago by not doing his burning in the appropriate place.
Well, we have a long time to think about it, but I just think it's something that maybe we can look at long term.
Yeah,
I think it would be good.
I think it's a good idea.
There's a lot of leaves to make it.
I agree with you.
I would like to
you know, a couple of the places that I saw people burning, I was like, seriously, I mean, I don't know, girls get up, but that to me looks like an issue. So for the Rain Creek to be a little bit more proactive before the season hits, of reminding people this is not a good, you know, we don't want to be on.
But we have we've sent it out a couple times a year in the newsletter.
We actually did a survey as to whether or not, you know, they wanted us to put a rule in place to confine the burning to covered fire pit type things, and it was like 60-40, 60-40, no. Don't, you know, leave it as is, and, you know, I mean, we'll keep on doing the reminders for it, but, I mean, you have people in the middle of the woods, and we had the woods caught on fire this year, had to, you know, somebody had to have the fire department out here for it, and,
And one thing, and Tom said,
Reason why the fire department stopped giving out permits for burning. They used to have to go up to the fire.
About 2 years ago, they stopped at Charlie. I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was probably the manpower or something. If I had to guess, I just think it's crazy not to make somebody have a burn permit for, like, when you're wanting to burn a tree down or something. I mean, a fire pit where you got a few people over, I understand that, but when you're gonna, like a lot of these construction sites, they'll just light it and leave, and it'll burn for 2 or 3 days. What, was that you?
I didn't do it, but I was in Chicago when it happened.
It was good point, there were a lot of people around.
Steve. Make that.
Well, Denny was handling it, but I don't know if they were digging something up
Well,
about,
they set the new
Two boxes down there.
so I guess we're just waiting for it to all be connected now. Hopefully that, and the boxes will be good until the daycare complains, and then they'll have to move it further down the street.
All the way down to the strategy.
It was.
What was
pretty
that?
stupid.
Yeah, that, I guess that's a different department, and they're 6 months out.
It's down over there too.
Over here?
Over here.
Oh, up here.
Well, Denny was the contact. with the
I
county
talked to
for that.
Denny and he will transition. I think, Nick, you're gonna kind of run with Nick's gonna be the roads chair and Keith is stepping up on maintenance. So again, Derek or Charlie or anybody.
For Derek.
Whole meeting to be done on a selfie.
Derek will be the only one on the video the whole night.
Mileage going on here that matters. Yeah.
75 words or less due by, I would say, at least the Friday before the February meeting. Yeah, whatever that date is. Anybody got a calendar on them? Let's see, they need to be in by the 17th.
Last call.
Anybody else, anything? Thanks for coming.
For all your work, guys.
Thanks, everyone.